It's time for Triple Play. 3 stocks that we're watching in the final 30 minutes of trading. We've got Carnival, Roku, and Pinterest. Kicking it off with Carnival, the latest look at consumer spending and also how much of that is being allocated towards travel. We got their earnings results. You can see the stock is now under a tremendous amount of pressure, off nearly 5% here. But it turns out, at least for the latest quarter, that people aren't shying away from sailing the seas. These numbers were pretty solid. Now, Carnival touting its strong demand, saying that its bookings since the start of the year have, quote, been phenomenal. 2.7 million passengers traveled on the cruise line during its first fiscal quarter. Its occupancy levels more than 90%. But you can see the stock off almost 5% right now, erasing those earlier gains. And that's because of the outlook here from the company. Analysts at both Stifel and Truist calling the guidance, quote, conservative, but they did note the potential upside later this year. And Allie, I think when you look at a name like Carnival, the revenue numbers, the sales numbers for its most recent quarter were very impressive, up over 170%. And yes, their outlook was just shy of what the street was looking for, but maybe they're giving some room there for an upside surprise.
And the stock is also being pressured from fuel costs, from inflation, from currency headwinds. But for me, the big takeaway is just the sheer demand, right? 3 years ago, people were getting trapped on these cruise ships because of the pandemic. And I thought maybe the industry is not going to be able to recover, but the demand is clearly there. We've seen that in the airline space. There's a ripple effect here for the cruise lines. Carnival saying it is more than 70% booked through the remainder of the year. And although in the first quarter, occupancy levels remain below pre-pandemic, it is supposed to tick up higher once we get to the summer. And that's usually a big season for these cruise lines. So looking ahead, I do think there are future tailwinds. The big question is whether that can offset some of these more near-term risks.
Yeah, occupancy was below pre-pandemic, but not far. It was at around 90, I think 90, 91% pre-pandemic. So we had many a conversation right here about the cruise lines never recovering because of that post-pandemic perception of being stuck, to your point. So I was really surprised by the investor reaction, but pleasantly surprised in the earnings call to see a lot of focus on social media and in particular TikTok. So I'm curious to see how they feel about a potential TikTok ban. This is one of my favorite as I check out the Carnival account. You know who that is, guys?
Who is that?
That is Shaq. That is Shaq captaining a Carnival cruise ship. It's a fantastic TikTok. I had no idea that he was doing TikToks for them, but it's a tremendous one. They also point out AIDA, A-I-D-A, which is their German subsidiary. That's about 50% of the global cruise market. They have 86 million views on TikTok there. So nice emphasis on social media, on finding a younger audience. But that TikTok ban looms over all these corporations starting to utilize it.
Yeah, affecting all of these companies.